I love the Muppet Show also. I don't decide it on my role. Yeah, remembering the mnemonic from yesterday, I said, okay, support safety. I do it the same today. I didn't explain what safety stands for. In my point of view as an, well, long-aged and hair's-lost instructor in aviation, what I found really nice today and what I include into my trainings always is it came from Tamo this morning, a value-based decision. Yeah? Values means also people that we take into consideration, the people and integrity and moral, which is sometimes forgotten, right? Because we talk about safety first, but we are talking about the people and their skills and experiences. Again, that was nicely displayed today. Experience is, for me, coming throughout the years. Yeah? We saw that. Jennifer, I think, also said it now. We are learning, constantly learning different skills, and especially as instructors. And of course, the world is changing around us. We see the new technologies coming. And what was said also, teaching is a form of art. And that I must say I have learned also. It is a little bit rough in the beginning, but you shape yourself. And the most important is also, I think, you stay authentic, because the people need to get your message. And so that was the A. The F, standing for fears, because we have a lot of change management. We're discussing new technologies and so on. And I realized fear is a lot of time a problem when it comes to positive training effects. It's blocking it. So we need to take the people by the hand and I think it was in the Hofti, or who said it, with the fun factor. There must be a fun factor in training, right? Of course, there are certification processes behind it and so on. We need to fulfill, of course, our goals of the training and need to prove that I can land an aircraft with an engine failure, a standard procedure. But anyhow, you still, when you come to training, you have to have fun, important aspect. And that's also how we shape the training. And for Gregory and the team of ERA, I'm impressed what you offer also from the program. It's really, really worth looking at it, and I think everybody should apply for this program. And this is also what I like, that ERA provides such support. Yeah, this is something which I might a little bit from IASA miss, yeah, but that is great and appreciated, I think, by the whole industry. And the T, threat and error management, I like to see also today in the workshop. Obviously, I've been only in 2. In SPATs, I've learned a lot, and I've learned that also there are so many common points, yeah, that I could even speak about SPATs, yeah, and participate in somehow, even when it was only writing on this flip chart. But it was great being part of it. And when we discuss, like threat and error management is a big topic in aviation, briefing for operational personnel, briefing the threats and errors that could be the tasks of the day that could happen to me in order to prepare myself. Of course, a super tool also to avoid SPATs, right? Unfortunately, most of the time I've learned also very nice that in Italy you still have 2 trained drivers. So that was a nice aspect because of the redundancy. And that is the key also, of course. And if you don't have it, you must find tools in order to avoid, or remind yourself about the signal you have seen before. So very valuable for me today. I have one little mistake. I make an error. I don't know what the Y stands for. I put it to yield management. Yield management from the aviation tells me, and I think on the high-speed trains, Eurostar, and so you are also into yield management, right? Prices up, resources. I just want to back you all. Please when you head out, make the resources available for training on safety. We all benefit from it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lars. And what I recall is I hope that you found the fun factor of these 2 days very high. The perspective of the authorities. Amélia, please. And have fun.
So firstly, good afternoon, everybody. I would like to correct something I said yesterday. Yesterday, I mentioned that we had 16 NSAs in the room. And in fact, we have 2 colleagues from the NSA Denmark. So we have 17 NSAs in the room and maybe some also online participants from the NSAs. Dear colleagues, rail is a safe transport mode. Still, in the last 16 years, on average, 21 people a week died in railway accidents. 21 people a week in the EU left their homes in the morning and didn't go back home in the evening. Potentially, and according to what we have learned in the last 2 days, in the last 16 years, we could have saved 18,000 lives if we had learned from past accidents and incidents. And this is not to mention suicides. About 1 week ago, it was the Worldwide Suicide Prevention Day. A lot of media and experts came out, and you can find lots of articles about it. Some railway organizations are already doing a great job with non-profit organizations, with health authorities and charities, because many suicides are also preventable. And in the railway side, we have effective measures that we can implement in stations and in level crossings. So this takes me to the first presentation we had today, Operation Life Safer. We have had a presentation of lots of initiatives that they do. Non-profit organizations and charities, they typically run in low budget and rely on volunteers, but still they play a very important role in education, raising awareness, information on risks. They work with local communities and they understand the local needs. So they play a very important role in preventing trespasses and also suicides. So on workshop 7, I only attended to workshop 7 because we were doing 2 sessions. It was organized by my colleagues and I. We did a workshop on change, risk perception and behavior in the railway. This is to do with a study that we did in the NSA Portugal following an increase of fatalities in the Portuguese network due to trespasses and suicides. And we started a working group with the sector following these results. We have recently published a report which we can provide the link for. It is actually in our presentation. And we are now going to follow up with 8 pilot projects in critical areas that we have identified. So I would like to thank all the participants in our workshop because you have contributed through the 5 case studies that we provided to provide us with measures that we can now implement and will hopefully change the behaviors of these people trespassing the railways. Finally, on the last panel, learning from innovative learning, we have heard about very interesting nudge techniques, some of them that we can also implement in our pilot projects. We were already thinking about some of these nudge techniques. And we have seen different learning possibilities and further development training for safety professionals, but for any rail profession. We have seen a new portfolio and new training tools from the agency. In the Portuguese NSA last year, we also organized safety leadership training for our sector. So it was a little bit of a teaser of what the safety leadership full training is. And we then encouraged the individual companies to follow up and do a deeper training in their own companies. So I was very happy to hear that Irish Rail found it successful. I think one of our main RUs is going to go for a full training. Maybe an idea could be that in one of your internal trainings, you could maybe invite some other companies to join in, because when it's a kind of a little bit like the peer review we saw yesterday, but a little bit more practical and already implementing your training. I also found interesting that you adapted the modules to your reality, so I think that was also very interesting. Finally, on e-learning modules, I think this is a great tool because we all have constrained resources, and this would be then accessible to a lot more people. So I'm looking forward to send some of our people to this training, but also advise them to the sector. We have a lack of understanding. We identified in our team, but also in our sector, a lot of training need on human factors, for example, and on risk assessment. This would be very valuable for us. Dear colleagues, I hope these days you have learned as much as I did. You enjoyed the conference as much as I did. And I hope you have learned that each of you can be a safety leader. You don't have to be a CEO. You don't have to be a manager. You just need to walk the talk and lead by example. Each of you can save lives. But it was great.
Thank you, Amelia. And maybe a particular message for those 17 NSAs that are in the room. We're there to help you. I think we have the same message to pass. I think we have the same objective. So let's do this together. And then the last commenter, please, Jean-Christophe, with the view of on the two safety days from a research perspective, please.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think we can all say that it was a very, very bad day, bad sessions, bad workshops. So let's comment on that if you want. Of course not. It was a joke, by the way. Thank you. It was a good effort, wasn't it? Well, let me come back on what I was saying yesterday. So I mentioned that I was interested in safety critical systems. That's the sort of work that I do in terms of research, in terms of studying and trying to understand and contribute to a greater perspective on the reason why these systems succeed and being safe and performing safely. So yesterday I mentioned aviation, I mentioned space exploration, nuclear submarines, for instance, and these are the kind of systems that are pretty high in terms of the resources they dedicate to make it work. So one of the centrality, I think, of the reason why it works and they reach this kind of status of very, very safe and performing system is that they have centrally the engineering expertise to actually design safely the system. So I think it's important for engineering to have a strong voice in the system. I'm saying this because sometimes when that is not the case, it can lead to catastrophic events. And I'm thinking about Boeing. Some of the people in the workshop this morning had a bit of a presentation of that. And it's very important for engineering to be at the heart of the system. And the reality of that is also, it is a bureaucratic one. You need to make sure that engineering is there at the top with a centralized function to make sure that the system is actually behaving safely and that the engineering expertise is heard at the highest level. So why am I saying all this? But I think that, first of all, with this description, we have two important dimensions, which is the engineering dimension and the bureaucratic dimension. You need to have both dimensions in place to make sure that the system work as intended with the level of safety that we want to achieve. The nature of the system is very important. A train is not a plane. A submarine, and we saw a nice one yesterday, is not a plane or a train. So this engineering side and the design of these systems and creations is very important. And in the case of railway, we see that the system is open to its environment. And it was very interesting that we heard this morning by Tamo, if I'm not wrong in the way I pronounce that, the fact that this engineered system is open to its environment requires an important work at the interface with the public. So I thought that it was a kind of a nice insight into this. But you can try to design the system to be protected from the interference with the outside world, or the other way around, of course, because trying to protect people from being hurt. And then you come into the domain of behaviors of people. And now you see where I'm trying to go, because you might think about my speech as somehow kind of disconnected. It is not, because what I'm trying to say here is that another aspect of the achievement of high performance, high reliability in safety critical systems is the fact that other kind of expertise beyond engineering and beyond bureaucratic ways of thinking safety are incorporated in the expertise of the everyday analysis and understanding of what's going on. And disciplines like psychology or sociology are very important in this respect. And I think that this is what happened in aviation, this is what happened in space exploration, and we see now that it is also happening in railway. So basically, it is one secret of perhaps going beyond what the system has so far achieved, and railway systems have so far achieved in terms of safety, is to include the insights of psychology, the insights of sociology, and this is what these safety days have been all about to a great extent. So we saw psychology earlier with Isabelle and Amir, Amir introduced even philosophy. So we see that disciplines like philosophy can be interesting to bring into the picture. And then, of course, we saw with the Hof team the importance of sharing knowledge about the insights of psychology, of sociology, and that's a great work there because it's absolutely fundamental to bring this into the picture. And of course, the training, which translate this into a reality for people, managers, etc. So. And was very interested in the fact that it was made possible to this extent because of a change of regulation and because of the initiative of an agency to promote human and organizational factors. And I think that thinking about the learning process is like a sort of cultural evolution or perhaps even revolution in the way we think about safety when we integrate human and organizational factors. And I think like it's an evolution or a revolution. You choose the expression you want to use for that, because we don't give up the engineering and bureaucratic approach of safety. We complement it by a better understanding of the complexities of what happens in a daily basis in systems. So to create the space where we can share and discuss about this, to describe complexities is very important. I think I was very, very pleased to be part of this kind of cultural journey with you, which started a few years back and hopefully will follow its course for a number of years with the intent to improve how railway is a safe performing system. Thank you. It was a bit long, perhaps.
Thank you, Jean-Christophe, for reminding us of the need to have a very holistic approach already at the design stage of the system. I think we can still make some useful steps there as a railway sector. For closing this event, I would like to firstly invite Kristi Talving to the podium. Kristi is Director General of the Consumer Protection and Technical Regulatory Authority in Estonia. Kristi, please. Thank you.
Thank you. The name is always very difficult, but yeah, shortly said, Estonian NSA. But yes, I'm been put in very difficult position because I'm pretty much the only person now standing in between you and cocktails. So I try to do briefly. And what I wanted to say, I'm really glad participating in this event yesterday and today. And it was really interesting. And to hear all of those panelists talking so openly and honestly about their personal experience, the country experience, sharing the practices. And of course, yesterday's dinner, my biggest gratitude to all the organizers. It was marvelous. And I also wanted to say big thanks to all of you, because this kind of active participation, asking questions and remarks, and also on second day of the conference, it's something to admire, and I really hope that you have tomorrow also the strength to ask questions, participate in these site visits, and don't hold back, because you know the Estonians, we are known not to be very talkative people, so help them out tomorrow on site visits. But I also made some remarks from 2 days that came to my attention, and that definitely I would like to also share in my authority. Just a few words that I wrote down also to myself, to you. First of all, the importance of introducing railway safety from the very early age. I think all of our obligation is just to spread the safety culture importance, and not to spare it among us, but also cross-sectoral and also citizens from very young age. Secondly, of course, we touched the role of technology and digital transformation, which is really close topic to my heart, as I come from Ministry of Economy and taking care of the business side of digitalization in my previous life also. You know, the Estonians, we are very much in favor of digitalization, and we would like to digitalize everything. And why is that? It's also said that we are a very modest nation, and we like to talk, or we're pleased more to talk with the officials through computer, not face-to-face. And that's why we have digitalized 99% of our public services. There's only one service that's not digitalized yet. Namely, your only service that you need to show up for is getting divorced. But also this will be digitalized by 2025. So no officials in Estonia anymore. And I think the digitalization is something that the railway sector can also benefit a lot, just to embracing new technologies. Whether it's like convergence of artificial intelligence or virtual reality or data analytics, it opens all the new and exciting ways to interactive and engaging training opportunities. I think this, we need to take all these innovative solutions and leverage those into the safety and effectiveness of our railway industry. And also, almost the last one, yeah, we discussed also the importance of partnership and collaboration. And especially among the industry partners and universities, and of course NSAs. And I think that our aim as industry experts should be to emphasize the importance of creating the culture where every employee just want to expand their knowledge and acquire new skills and embrace the innovative approaches. This is something as NSAs or industry partners we can all do toward our own employees. And I think working together toward this, we can achieve a lot in training courses, experience sharing, and everywhere. And in conclusion, I would like to remind you that our collective commitment is the best way of ensuring the safety and well-being of passengers, employees, and also communities we serve. And what I would like to suggest you the most, let's take all the good ideas that we shared and heard today and yesterday back home and transform it into actionable strategies so that we can actually shape a safer and more efficient railway industry. So thank you again for the active participation. I look forward to seeing you in next years. Definitely enjoy Tallinn today evening, and let's all have wonderful site visits tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristi. And for the last words, I'd like to invite our Executive Director, Dr. Josef Doppelbauer.
Many thanks, Bart, and many thanks, Kristi, for your very, I would even say, really emotional conclusions of these 2 days. And I also feel emotional after 2 days of presentations, workshops, intensive, sometimes emotional discussions. We also had fun, and this is an essential element. It's also a positive emotion, and networking. All the words that I just used have a commonality, and the commonality is they are focused on the human. And the human being has been in the center of these 2 days in Tallinn devoted to railway safety. The human, of course, plays the key role because it is our task in the railway system to move people safely. But we heard over the 2 days that the human also plays a role, the key role, in making the system work. And this leads us immediately to safety culture, to safety leadership, to human and organizational factors, and to the aspect of learning. This was the core of the conference, and we also mentioned that us, as European Union Agency for Railways, we are committed to being the heart of this system. Coming back to what Jean-Christophe said about the role of engineering in all of this, we see it every time when we get vehicles for authorization. We see it whether there is engineering involved or whether it is not. We also see it when we assess single safety certificate, and it was discussed yesterday. We get some applications where at the surface the safety certificate looks perfect. It looks perfect because it has been prepared by a consultant who had never seen the company that submits the single safety certificate, and the company has no intention to apply what is in this document for the safety management system. This is a disconnect because we need to live safety. Safety is the task of all of us, and therefore I'm very proud, and I now give you some statistics. We had in the room here in Tallinn 262 participants from 25 nations. I don't read out all the countries, but this is a lot, and thank you all for being here with us today and yesterday. Online, we had 76 participants, and interesting list of countries: United Arab Emirates, Ukraine, China, Morocco, Jordan, Lebanon, and Israel. These were among the nationalities that were joining us online. So this also shows that railway safety and safety culture is international. Core topic of this conference, these 2 European Railway Safety Days, 3rd edition, was learning. I believe we all have learned a lot. For me, now rests to thank firstly all the speakers, moderators, the commentators, to thank the safety team of the agency for their hard work in preparing the event, and to thank the technical team here in the background. I give my specific appreciation to you. I have rarely seen a conference that went so smoothly in technical terms, so perhaps a special applause to the technical team. And last but not least, our team in the background, our communication team, Rosa, Sarah, Elaine, they are the pillars on which the success of this conference rests. So thank you all. Enjoy the cocktail. Have interesting site visits tomorrow and a safe return to your homes. Thank you very much and see you next time around.
Yes, so he makes my life easy. I think he said everything. So thank you all again. Goodbye also to our online participants. Just one practical information before I let you go to the drink. For those people participating tomorrow in the technical visits, be downstairs at 8:45. The buses are leaving at 9 sharp. So please be there at 8:45 downstairs. So have a nice evening, and I hope to see you back in